Thanks for coming back again. Look, I am in the same location I was on the video It Just Does. What I want to talk about today is something dear to my heart. It's called In Spite of Me. And the reason I say that is because I am flawed, okay? I've got flaws, I'm not perfect, I make mistakes, and God knows that I don't get things right. God knows that I make a muck up, I don't understand. I read my Bible, I don't get it, I don't do this, He asks me to go there, I don't listen correctly. But the great thing about God, the great thing for me, more than anything else, is that He loves me that much, that in spite of me, in spite of all that I do, in spite of my wrongs, rights, in spite of the sins that I commit, in spite of all that I do, whether it pleases Him or it doesn't please Him, the fact is He loves me more than I can ever understand. In spite of His love for me is not based on what I do. It's not based on who I am. It's not based on whether I please Him or I don't, because He knows everything that I'm going to do. He knows every sin that I'm going to commit, even before I commit them. Yet He still loves me because 2,000 years ago He died on a cross for my very sins, for today and the ones I'm going to commit tomorrow. But the fact of the matter is, what really excites me is, out of my whole life, the plans that He has for me, what He wants for me, the love that He lavishes on me, is all because He can, because He loves me, in spite of me, in spite of all my hang-ups, in spite of all my failings. He loves me more than I can understand. And I want to get that over to you guys today, because in spite of you, once you make Jesus Lord of your life, in spite of your failings, in spite of who you can't see, who you want to be, or you can't see yourself in the light of what God says, despite how you think, despite how you feel, it doesn't matter. What I want to say to you today, people, is quite simple. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter anything about you. Just know this: God loves you more than you can ever understand. God has a love for you so big, so wide, so deep, you could never get your head round it. And it is all in spite of you, in spite of what you do, in spite of your failings, in spite of everything. He just loves you. And it is amazing, and it's what keeps me going, because I know that there are days when I fail, there are days when I do things that are good, like today, filming here, talking about my love for Jesus Christ. Yes, I'm sure He's in heaven, absolutely amazed at what I'm doing, because He's made it a great day, a great location, with a great cameraman, a great friend of mine. It's all good, but there could be another day where I don't do as good. But do you know what? It doesn't matter to God. He loves me no matter what I do. He loves me because He died for me on a cross, and He died for you. It's as simple as that, people. I want to encourage you today, get into Jesus Christ, believe in Him, because in spite of who you are, in spite of everything that you've done, in spite of every failing that you've ever had, and where you think you are so far away from God, and why would God want to choose you? Let me tell you this: He already has. It's you choosing Him. He's already made you the love of His life. He thinks more about you than you think about yourself. Believe me on that one. You know, it doesn't matter how far you think you are away from God. It doesn't matter whatever sins you think you've done, how bad it's been in your past, and you think, all that I've done, there is no way on earth that God would ever want to look at me. I am that far away from God. You know, God is holy. There's no way what I've done is that bad. Let me tell you, this is what I'm trying to, the message I'm trying to get to you today. In spite of you, in spite of everything you've done, God loves you no matter what you've done. He has already made you the apple of His eye. He loves you more. I've already said this. He loves you more than you can ever understand. So whatever you've done, it is not too late to make Him Lord of your life, in spite of who you are, in spite of what you've done. You may think, I am so far away from God, there is no way He would love me, there is no way He would take me on. Well, let me tell you, you're wrong. He already has, because when He died on the cross, that shows you exactly how much He loved you. It's too late. He already loves you. No matter what you do, He already loves you. He loves you with a love, as I've said, so big, so wide, you can't understand it. He already loves you. Just believe me on that one. In spite of you, in spite of all you've done, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, it doesn't matter. He loves you, and He is just waiting for you to turn around and say, okay, God, I've done all this, I've done that, you know my whole life. If this guy is to be believed on this video, if I've done so much so bad and you can forgive me, if you truly have forgiven me on the cross, then I'm yours. Then let's go for it. And I tell you now, in spite of who you are, in spite of what you've done, God will take you on. He is just waiting for you to turn around and say, I'm yours. I just want to be part of your life. I just want my life to change. I want to be different. I don't want to be the same man or woman that I was. I want to change. There's only one person that can change you, and in spite of you, it doesn't matter. He will change you. He loves you. He's already begun changing you. That's why you're watching this video. And believe you me, when you make him Lord of your life, it is going to change. In spite of you, in spite of me, he already loves us. Just take him on. God bless you for your decision. Make that decision today. Don't make it too late. Make that decision today. God bless you. We'll see you next time. Goodbye. I'm glad you enjoyed today's message in the series of 10. The topics that we've been covering is really just a brief overview of my book, A Walk with God. If you want to purchase the paperback edition, click here on your screen for more information. But maybe you're not the sort of person that likes to read, and maybe you want to hear the audio version of the book. Well, it's also available if you click here on your screen. Whichever you choose, I know you'll be blessed. God bless you, and see you soon. Goodbye now.